He is one of the most celebrated Olympic athletes of all time, racking up multiple medals throughout his career and smashing records along the way. He even holds a load of Guinness World Records. We're, of course, talking about the legend that is Usain Bolt. After retiring from athletics, the Jamaican legend wanted to try a career in football/soccer. That led him to Australia. Today, we're going to look at the incredible penthouse that Bolt called home during this time. We'll see inside the apartment and see what's happened to it since. On top of that, we'll explore some of the other places that Bolt has lived. So let's get started. Starting off, let's look at the sprinter's stunning career. From his Olympic debut at the 2008 Summer Games in Beijing until his final appearance at the Games in Rio de Janeiro during 2016, Bolt collected 8 gold medals and broke numerous records. After retiring from the sport in 2017, Forbes looked at how much he was worth. Up until that point, they believed his earnings solely from sports directly came to $31 million. His biggest sponsorship deal was with Puma, who paid Bolt around $10 million per year. After stepping away from running, Bolt wanted to have a go at football. It was a sport he loved, particularly as a child. With dreams to play for the club he supports, Manchester United, he went across the globe to train with numerous teams, such as Germany's Borussia Dortmund, South Africa's Sundowns, and Norway's Strømgodset Top Football. Bolt then got an offer to go to Australia to have a trial with the Central Coast Mariners. Whilst there, he moved into a fancy abode that we'll get into shortly. Not too long after arriving, Valletta FC, based in Malta, got in touch and offered him a 2-year contract, which Bolt rejected. At the time, Central Coast Mariners were asking for help from the Australian FA to help fund a contract for Bolt worth $3 million Australian dollars, around 2.2 million American. In the end, Bolt left the Mariners after an 8-week trial. He's since moved on from his dream to be a professional footballer, but on the plus side, he has played at Old Trafford, the stadium where Manchester United play at. Numerous times he has represented and captained the World 11 for the annual Soccer Aid match with UNICEF. So, with Bolt based in Australia for a couple of months, he decided to rent a place. But not just anywhere. A beautiful penthouse named the Sky House that provides stunning views of the Brisbane water. Based in the Araluan Apartments within the suburb of Point Frederick in New South Wales, the penthouse was originally built in 2010 for a reported 2 million AUD, nearly 1.5 million USD, and it takes up the entire top level of the building. The 11,722 square foot penthouse comes with 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. There's even one separated guest suite that features a kitchenette and a dining room/living room. Many of the abode's rooms have been inspired by the interiors of luxury hotels, while a lot of the penthouse's walls are formed of glass, giving it that sleek, modern aesthetic. At the time, Sky House was considered 9 times the size of the average Australian unit. The master suite has a walk-in closet, an ensuite, and a balcony that opens up onto one of Sky House's 8 terraced gardens. During 2013, the penthouse was purchased for less than it was built for, just 1.6 million AUD, nearly 1.2 million USD. Then, not too long before Bolt moved in, the penthouse was sold again in 2017. This time for 1.9 million AUD, around 1.4 million USD. Domain in Australia stated that the penthouse was later rented out in 2020 for 1,500 Australian dollars, around 1,100 American, per week. However, for Bolt, the price was reportedly 1,800 AUD, around 1,300 USD. Since Bolt was renting the penthouse from August to November, according to reports, that means Bolt spent 13 weeks there, giving us a total rental price of nearly 17,400 USD. But what extra features does Sky House have, we hear you think? Well, for starters, it has a great technology-filled kitchen with integrated Miele appliances and Caesarstone benchtops. Caesarstone can be pricey. It can go for as high as $100 per square foot. According to HomeAdvisor, a countertop installation with Caesarstone can cost up to $5,000. Most of the home has an open plan concept with high ceilings. Outside sits perhaps the biggest selling point, a heated jacuzzi. Bolt could have sat in there and relaxed whilst gazing at the Oz landscape. According to experts, an above-ground hot tub can cost up to $10,000, while an in-ground tub can fetch $25,000. Since he's made a name by being really fast, Bolt also likes speedy cars. After all, Bolt owns a Ferrari F430 Spider, With a 4.3-liter V8 engine, this car has up to 490 horsepower. On its release back in 2005, a new Spider was priced at $217,340. So, the fact Skyhouse has a 3-car garage would have been very nice for the Olympic icon back then. According to experts, a 3-car garage in the US can cost $35,450 to put together. Another fun feature of the apartment is the private elevator that the owner has access to. Installing one can cost up to $35,000, however. After leaving Australia, Bolt went further with his driving passion by having the company he co-founded, Bolt Mobility, showcase a brand new electric car. Named the Bolt Nano, the vehicle was unveiled during 2019 at the Vivatech conference in Paris, France. The company is also responsible for creating an e-scooter. The Bolt Nano is a compact 2-seater car with a swappable battery. It's intended to be used in the inner city as it can only travel up to 15 miles on a charge. Deliveries were expected to begin in 2020, however, due to the recent global events, the release seems to have been delayed. Prices for the car started at $9,999, but a refundable deposit of $999 was also required. Only 4 months after Bolt left Australia behind and returned to Jamaica, Skyhouse was put up for sale once again. At the time, it had a listing price of nearly 2.7 million Australian or 2 million American. In not too long, it was sold off to a new owner for 2.36 million Australian or 1.8 million American. Beyond living in Australia briefly, Bolt's main property is in Kingston, Jamaica. Little is known about the house, it's been kept out of the public eye, but we do know it's located at Norbrook Terrace within Jamaica's capital city. Plus, we also know he's not a great neighbor. At least, he wasn't in 2015 it seems. At the time, model and wife to rapper Sean Paul, Jodie Stewart-Hendricks was living next to Bolt. She claimed via social media that for the past 2 years, Bolt had hosted loud parties throughout the night at his house on a very regular basis. Stewart-Hendricks stated that she had contacted the police in regards to this, but nothing had been done due to Bolt's celebrity. However, some people pointed out that at the time of her social media post, Bolt wasn't even at his home. Stewart-Hendricks later apologized for her statement. The glamour of the Australian house is worlds away from the home Bolt grew up in. Based in the small town of Sherwood Content in the Trelawney Parish, Jamaica, is where the childhood home of Bolt sits. His mother, Jennifer, and father, Wellesley, have both stated they would never leave Sherwood Content. They're happy there, even if life at the old house can be tricky. Back in 2009, Jennifer stated to The Guardian, "We've got water, but it comes and goes. We had water last week, and since yesterday it went." But Bolt doesn't forget about his mum. He's taken her across the globe when he's been competing in athletics. He also hasn't forgotten about Sherwood Content. In 2010, Bolt was given the go-ahead to begin repairs on the Sherwood Content Health Center. At the time, the center looked after 1,000 residents annually. The cost of the repairs was estimated to be $3 million, half of which was raised at a function in Berlin, Germany to celebrate Bolt's famous 9.58-second record in the 100 meters. At William Knibb High School, where Bolt went, the star athlete even donated Puma spikes to help their students in reaching their athletic dreams. Wellesley, who runs the town's shop, took Bolt to a doctor when he was a child. He was concerned with his son's hyperactivity. In order to help, Bolt was encouraged to expel his energy through physical means such as cricket, football, and athletics. And that definitely worked out for the best. Final fact finish. One of the most expensive homes for sale in Jamaica at the time of writing is located in the village of Hopewell. This estate contains 450 acres altogether. With this, you get 2 properties. The main house has 3 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, while the cottage has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Both have their own pool. This can be picked up for $7.5 million. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.